Hi, how are you doing? I'm an amateur stand-up comedian. I'm a millennial, and I'm an asshole. Are you bored and want to listen to stupid shit? Well, you came to the right place. I want you to know that this is a place where you can listen to people just ramble about stupid things and make jokes that are not funny. Also, this is a place where you can question your sanity and your place in the world. And what does it mean to be a human being? Are you really living up to your potential? Because you're not. You're not doing anything whatsoever. That's why you're here. So come along on this journey with me, yeah? Let's all just sit here and let the anxiety just go over us because death is coming. And I want you to be on my journey. As I try to become a fucking actual comedian, get my business off the ground, and slowly not whittle my life away because, you know what? 33 years running, I've accomplished nothing. Hopefully, you can be there while I fail while I try to accomplish anything. Remember, kids, you're all gonna die one day. Go fuck yourselves. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Quiet Desperation.
Because Bill Cosby's taught me a lot of things in my life. One, never take no for an answer. Ever. Two, when an opportunity arises, you jump on it. Three, he's given me probably the greatest closing line of all time.
And that final line, I honestly can't remember anymore. That was a clip from an open mic that I did a while back. Oh, I miss stand-up comedy. And I'm going back. Today's the day. I have no material ready. I have no idea where I'm going to take it. But I need to get on a stage again. And with enough people being vaccinated and the mask mandates finally being taken off, I think I have the opportunity to go out there and bomb in front of people as I try to make racial and dick jokes. Hi, I'm Alonzo Suarez. And as the intro says, I'm an asshole. And I'm an amateur stand-up comedian. I'm a guy who suffers from severe anxiety, depression, and just emotions. Emotions suck. It's 1:19 a.m. I have to go to work I had to leave my house at 4:45 a.m. so I can get there so I can clock in by 6 a.m. I am not a morning person, and yet I have a job where I have to get up early in the morning. My job is an hour and a half away. And dude, it's nobody is supposed to get up before the sun comes up. Unless you're a fucking rural farmer hanging out in the middle of fucking Virginia, fucking your cousin, or fucking a goat, and feeding the people with grain. You don't need to do this. There's no reason. Not in today's society. The workday should start at 10 p.m. Fuck, if I had it my way, I would be asleep forever. I'm good at 3 things in my life. Fucking up all my relationships, suffering from weird emotional episodes, and sleeping. I wanted to put jerking off in there, but I don't really think I'm that good at it. I just do what needs to be done, and then that's it. Yeah, so I just want to take this moment out there to tell people, are you happy with your jobs? I'm not going to sit here and just, be Gary V on you or nothing like that and just be like, if you're to be a millionaire, if you're not ready to get up at 5 a.m. and fucking suck 30 dicks and then just beat off your father and then assassinate the president of the United States, all while fucking sitting there just selling shoes on eBay, but you're buying from Amazon, you're not ready to be a millionaire. I don't mean that. I'm not here to make you a better person. I'm here making this thing because I need to put all this shit in my head that I normally think about when I'm pooping or just being really depressed into something. So how many of you... Oh, I hit my microphone. Sorry. How many of you, in all honesty, are really going where you're supposed to go? And there's Some of you can be like, I live a good life. I work, make money. I have a significant other, have kids. And there'll be other you who are like, I fucking hate it. And then there's another subset of you who justify why you do what you hate. And that's the people I'm talking to. You know who you are. Getting up, going to the job, hating everybody while you're there, living a life of quiet desperation. Plug the show title. That's been happening to me for the longest time. I'm a stand-up comedian. Or at least I think I am. It's something I thought I've been since I've been about 8 years old. But life has always pushed me in other directions, and I followed it. I followed the advice of others. I became a man successful working in the same type of job my dad would do. Logistics and transportation and manufacturing. That's where I'm at. And I make a lot of money, but I'm completely miserable. And before this, I spent a decade just working every job under the sun. I've worked at McDonald's, Ross, a Burger King, Blockbuster. God, did anybody remember Blockbuster? That was the greatest job I ever had. I would literally just sit there and then people would be like, hey, do you have this movie? I'd be like, no, I'm sorry, it's all out. And I would literally have 30 of them beneath me. I was that guy. I took so much money from that company to do nothing. And I became an assistant manager. I literally ran a shift and didn't care. I would come to work, watch Tarantino movies, eat all the candy and sodas because I'm a fat piece of crap, and just hang out and talk about movies and just joke around and daydream that I was a stand-up comic. That was it. That's all I ever. That was the greatest job. I think that's where I hit my peak. My zenith of my career was right there. And I remember once where we had this black dude, probably smart as a tack, man. He was so fucking funny, man. He was so cool. He was one of those people where he just had that he could have been one of the greatest fucking comics if he just wanted to. I tried to convince him to come with me to open mics because like back then, I didn't have the balls to go, and I was like, if I just take somebody with me, that'd be so much better. But he just wasn't interested in it, man. He was just hilarious. I could listen to him just talk about anything, and he did. We would sit there and just talk about everything, and he would always have these funny little insights into it, and I would too. But then, like, I remember feeling that I like, oh fuck, because I'm the fat guy, so I always have to be the funny one in a group. So when you find someone equal or more to your level in that regard, you have a couple options to go. One, you are like, oh cool, you vibe with the person and you get better and you make better jokes and you're funnier. Or you automatically get to this territorial stance where you're just like, hey motherfucker, I'm the funny guy. Back the fuck up. And I kind of felt that in the beginning because I have a bad self-image of myself, so I'm thinking, like, if I'm not the fat funny guy, what am I? I'm just the fat guy. Because depending on how fat you are, you better be super smart and super funny. So if you're fat, you probably got some good jokes. Because I use that as a diffuser a lot of the times in order to benefit and get into a group. We're human beings. What's that old thing? Like, our entire existence is us just being scared of being exiled, right? So we need to be part of the group. And I've gotten into fights in my life, and I can survive. Like when I was in high school, just not being bullied, but it was always better to be the funny guy because nobody fucked with you. But back to that guy, he was just so fucking cool, man. I can't even remember his name. That's how much my memory's gone to shit now that I'm 33. I'm 33 now, by the way, which is insane. I just had my birthday on June 27th, and man, fuck, they're right. Time flies. Time just goes. Time just goes past you, and you can't stop. And it's just, you start thinking about your life and where you're going, and what have you accomplished in your breath in life. And I had this a little bit when I first turned 30, or right before I turned 30. And I was just like, man, my life is wasting by. And that's when I finally decided to attempt stand up for the first time. And I always remembered because I thought back to that Blockbuster where I was high as fuck, begging this random guy that I worked with to come with me to an open mic because I lacked the balls to do it. And I was just like, you know what, man? Enough's enough. I was not ready. I wasn't. But you know what? I went anyway. I grabbed a friend and I went. I remember I looked up the Laugh Out Loud Club San Antonio, went to their open mic, got on stage, was the last guy. So I was the headliner, bitches. And there were 3 people in the crowd. That was it. And I have that set still saved, and it's so bad. It was so bad. The only good part of that entire set I remember, because my very first joke when I got on stage was, oh wow, I guess it's gonna be like most 16-year-old girls' first time alone in the dark with 3 dudes. And then I just ate shit the rest of it. I got chuckles here and there, but I remember the first time I did, when I was on that stage and I got my first chuckle out of those 3 people. I was like, I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life. Like, I may never make it. I may never make nothing truly out of this. I may fail miserably attempting it. But this is it. Like, it's as if the first time, Michael Jordan picked up a basketball, or of the first time fucking Picasso painted something, or Van Gogh, and they're like, oh, this is it. This is what I want to do in my life. This is what I was built to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. The first time fucking Bill Cosby raped somebody, he was like, oh, this is it. I love this. I'm going to continue to do this. And he did. He did it really, really well. He's not some like Mongolian warlord in the year 2. He was America's black dad, and he's one of the greatest rapists in American history. No, not one of. He is the greatest rapist in American history. Think about that. How insane is that? How crazy is that? Like, think about it. What does it mean to be the greatest of all time? The greatest of all time means to be the best at what you do. Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, I don't care if you hate LeBron James or not, they're considered the greatest of all time for their generations because they elevated what they did to such an extreme level that their name has to come up every time the debate of the greatest of all time. And that's what Bill Cosby is to rape. He's the greatest of all time. So I want you to be to your dreams to what Bill Cosby is to rape. I want you to be the best at it. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh, I was talking about comedy and finding out what you do. And you know what? I would start weekly, just starting at one club for a year, and then I kept telling myself, because I worked for a giant warehousing company, and I would never get the days off to go to the days I needed to go, and the days I did, I had to waste vacation days. once I wasted 2 weeks worth of vacation days on single days just to go do stand up, I was always picking this stupid job. And it's okay. It's okay. I understand why we pick these jobs over what we want to do, because the job is it's safe. It's something that we know. It's not a unknown quantity or value in our lives. It's predictable, and we get these jobs because we feel that's what we're supposed to do. And then you buy a car, and then you have a car payment now, and then you gotta have a place to live, and then you gotta pay bills, and you gotta buy yourself food and groceries, and because nobody else is there to take care of you, you gotta do it yourself, and it's just you get addicted to being able to have the ability to buy yourself things sometimes when you have a good job. It's it's sad. I think it's the most sad and depressing thing in the world because, like the podcast name is, or the channel, whatever you want to call this thing, a show, you live a life of quiet desperation. Like that one famous saying, and everyone knows it because Joe Rogan said it. But you are living a life of quiet desperation. You're succeeding and failing at the same time. You're succeeding in a social aspect and financially and career-wise, but you're failing at fulfillment and living life because sometimes you just want to be happy, right? And then, of course, it's not always about being happy, right? Jordan Peterson would be, well, actually, life is not just about happiness. Fulfillment isn't the driving factor in life. Yeah, okay, I get it. The biggest thing that, as we're mammals and whatnot, it's to make more of us. But we're these insane fucking things because we know we're gonna die. We know this is done, where it's over. The ticket's been stamped. We're on a one-way ticket. And then when we get off at the station, the train gets to keep going, but we can't go with it. And we've resigned ourselves to this fucking ideas of like, okay, I need to like fucking make money and be successful. For what? What for what? Why do you need to do that? Huh? And I understand people are going to sit there and say like, you know what? You need to be able to have goals in life because then you're going to drift aimlessly and you're not going to be able to do something cool. Use that energy where you don't want to drift aimlessly to achieve what you want. And you know what? Some people want a lot of money. Some people want to be like me and make fucking $26 an hour and be able to fucking buy an Xbox Series X and a PlayStation 5 or this fucking stupid computer, which I should never have bought, but I had the money to, or a fucking brand new truck. I get it, because I've been in the spot where I didn't have these items, and I felt if I can go out there and I could fucking earn these things, and it would fill the hole that we all have, and we know that hole. I don't like bringing it up because every time I think about it, I get a lot of anxiety, but that hole this is all for nothing. We're gonna die. You're gonna die. We have to accept that. We're in a movie, and I don't know how the movie ends, but the movie will end. So we have to sit here and be ready to die. Now, are we all gonna walk into that oblivion with fear and uncertainty and resentment that we didn't achieve our goals? Or are we gonna just go in there with fear and anxiety because we couldn't achieve all our goals? Because that's what's gonna happen. Whoever says they achieve everything they've ever desired in life, that's impossible. You're always gonna have new goals, dude. You're always gonna have something new. It's like jerking off with porn. The basic porn will do it, and you're like, man, I can just jerk off to this all the time. But it gradually increases. You can just no longer just watch super hot porn stars. You need to watch them getting choked. Then you need to watch them getting slapped. Then you need to watch 7 dudes fucking bust a nut on their face. And then that doesn't become enough. Then you're like disillusioned with the glitz and glamour of fucking manufactured porn. So you go to amateur porn because you want someone more like you. Well, not the dude. You look like a piece of shit, but you want a girl that seems reasonably obtainable. Because for some reason, for me, watching a ridiculously hot porn star, it does nothing. It does absolutely nothing for me. I need to have someone obtainable, something that's realistic. Like, I want the stretch marks and the saggy titties and the little bit of like eczema on their ass cheeks. Something. Give me reality. And then that's still not enough. Then you need to sit there and you need to watch weirder shit. And that's why fucking incest porn is such a big category now. When did that happen? Game of Thrones? Thanks. Now, like, every time I just want to watch a normal porn video, it's just like not their mother fucking not their son. Or like some like 18-year-old or 19-year-old fucking college kid just trying to make money getting railed by some fucking fat old dude who's like 68. He's living the dream at her expense. It's not enough. You always need to conquer something. That's the human spirit. We need adversity. We need it. As much as people want comfortable lives and they don't want to fucking have any pain or any feeling. They don't want to sit here and just think about life, and they don't want to have their hearts broken or have discomfort or have their muscles sore, and they don't want to question if their loved ones truly give a shit about them or nothing. They just want to live a comfortable life. They are wasting the best thing about being alive. Being Latino, I know, because we're stupid and we're overly romantic and we romanticize everything. Love, not just the love of loving somebody, but love in general, that emotion is not just tied to the happy things in life. It's not. Love is having your heart ripped out. It's missing something when it's gone. It's being destroyed by something, being shattered into a million pieces and not knowing what to do. It's crying into your room at fucking 5 a.m. That's what love is. It's not just the happy parts. It's not just the being with your girlfriend or boyfriend or transgendered octopus. That's not what it is. It's a part of it, but it's not the whole thing. You need to be shit on. That part, the fact that you're able to have built a connection to anything and have that, and then when it's gone, you're destroyed and distraught. That's what love is. That's what it does for people. That's what we chase. And it's consuming me. It is. I'm the shittiest person in my pursuit of avoiding all of that. I've hurt so many people in my life. I hurt the woman I love because I was just too unsure if I wanted to really put myself out there and go through all that, because I was too scared to get hurt. I've put off comedy for my whole life because it wasn't expected for me to do. I remember I told my father what I wanted to do once, and my father looked me dead in the eyes and just like, that's a stupid fucking idea. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Go to McDonald's or go to where I work and work to become a manager, mijo. That's a real thing you can do. You can do that. Don't sit here and fill your head with bullshit that you can accomplish anything. You can't. Not everybody gets to be an astronaut. Some people got to make fucking French fries. And I've carried that in my head and in my personality for so long, because being a millennial, we were trained for a world that doesn't exist. It doesn't. Like, we were in between this giant revolution that smartphones and technology would bring, and we're the children of fucking millennials and late baby boomers. We were taught you need to sit there and give your life to a company who does not care about you. Not one single bit. You can tell yourself, oh, they give a shit, but they don't care about you. You're nothing. You really are just a number. You're a percentage that you have to hit every day for that guy to make more money. you're just a cog, and that's the end of it. Like you really are. Especially in my industry, I put 10 years of my life into a company, and I drank the Kool-Aid, man. I fucked up. I really thought that this place was going to be the company I would be in for the rest of my life. I worked hard. I did everything. I sacrificed holidays. My grandmother from Mexico fucking was on her deathbed, and everybody went to see her. But I was told I couldn't get the days off because I needed to follow the needs of the business. They had nobody that could do my job to cover me. And I didn't go because I convinced myself she'll pull through and I'll go see her when I have fucking time to do it. She died a week later. My grandmother from Mexico died when I was 27 years old. Before that, the last time she saw me was when I left California at 17. She never saw me be an adult. She never got to see what I had become or anything like that. And I can't even remember her face. Like off the top of my head, I can't. I don't even remember what she sounds like. I don't. And people are going to be like, "Oh, dude, it was only a 10-year gap." And yeah. I have moments with her. I remember those, but like, and I can hear her talking in my head, but what it sounds like, I don't know. But I did that, and I regret it. I regret it. There are some days where I just wish I would have told that company to go fuck themselves. I really do. But that's not what happened. I did that for them. Holidays, I had to work. I gave up Christmas Eves, New Year's Eves. I worked Easters, birthdays, gave up weekends. I worked nights for fucking 5 years. I gave up the sun, the ability to be a normal human being because the company needed me to do it. And at the end of the day, they threw me away like I was nothing. I got hurt. I couldn't perform the job as fast as I used to. I got accused of being slow in cheating standards. And then when I questioned them and I told them, well, fucking, you know what? I've been here. I've earned, the benefit of a doubt. They threw me away. And then I remember it. When he fired me, he told me, don't worry, Alonzo. If you have any questions, we're here to help you through this transition. And I looked him dead in the eyes and said, go fuck yourself. You will not remember my name a month from now. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't. The most devastating thing that's ever happened to me in my life, losing my means of employment, my entire meaning that I built for myself to avoid all of these thoughts in my head, was just taken away, and he doesn't even fucking care. That's one of the things where people are like, well, he shouldn't care. He shouldn't give a shit. And it's true. He thought I wasn't good and he fucking fired me, I guess. Fuck him. Right? But in that action, he destroyed my entire world. For what him was a nothing action. It was there you go, goodbye. And that, and then this would be the part in the story where somebody would be like, well, then, you know what? I pursued my passion, man. I sat there and I ended up, I went to more open mics and I did more stuff. And then and now I'm a prominent feature at a club. That didn't happen because the pandemic happened. And for a year and a half, I couldn't do anything anywhere. And now we're open. In a year of darkness of me having to work all these other odd jobs, I collected unemployment for the first time in my life, and I couldn't even get paid the unemployment because there's so many rules to dissuade you from unemployment. And I got a job doing the exact same thing, somewhere else because that's all I'm good for. And I was at work the other day, and I was just so out of it. I went to the bathroom for 20 minutes and just sat there. I didn't even think of anything depressing. I didn't have some come to Jesus moment. I just sat there and turned my brain off. I was in such a state of I don't know. And that's why I made this show. I stopped my old show because I wasn't motivated to do it because I emotionally wasn't where that show needed to be. And I need to just be me. A lot of people just expecting me to be funny all the time. Or some people be like, well, your show's not that funny because you just curse and just talk about depressing subjects. Yeah, but this is not supposed to be funny. This is just supposed to be for me. And if you guys want to come along for the ride, hell yeah. If you want me to be funny and you want to laugh, come to when I'm doing open mic. I'm pretty good. Or at least I think I'm probably a piece of shit. But I've decided to document my attempt to do this because I'm literally at the verge right now of quitting my job and attempting to do comedy full time. And there are two voices in my head. One says if I never do it, I never will ever do it. Like if I don't try it, I'm gonna regret it and I'm gonna die miserable. And I'm never gonna shake this ever. It's gonna dog me forever. It's gonna always be not in the back of my mind. It'll be in the front. It'll be the filter in which I examine everything else. Or which is the worst part, I don't do it. And I stay at this job and I pick financial security and stability. I pick a soft time instead of a hard time. But hard times make hard men, and hard men are successful. At least that's what I think. But just because you attempt to do something doesn't mean you're going to make it. You know, I've seen lots of people come into that club and they're just so gung-ho that they're the funniest motherfucker on God's green earth, and then they eat shit. To bomb on stage is to die a little bit on the inside. It's the most uncomfortable, worst thing to happen. But, you know, every comedian says it, you need failure to succeed. And I've been succeeding and I feel like a failure because I never picked the option to do what I wanted to. I never veered off and accepted the challenge. I went the other way. I listened to my father's voice in my head where you can't do that. That's stupid. You will never obtain any of that. You'll never obtain greatness. This is our lot in life. We are the fucking dirt where other people's fucking plants grow. And I've been that for so long. I've been that for way too long. And I don't know the answer to that question I'm asking of myself if I'm going to do that. But I'm going back to my open mics. I'm going to see how I feel. I'm going to record it, maybe edit a video and put it as a vlog. But I know this is not a very funny introductory episode. I promise I'm funnier than this. But humor also comes from the most depressing places. A comedian is never needed when people are on jet skis, Doug Stanhope once said. They don't need your comedy. They're on jet skis. Of course they're fucking happy. But there in the dirt and the mugre, that's where comedy's needed. And I hope, maybe you guys will catch on to this, or maybe you fucking turned off in the first fucking 3 minutes. Who knows? But I'm taking that first step to be uncomfortable. And if I fail, who cares? You die at the end anyway. You're all gonna die one day, so let's fucking do it. Remember, kids, like I said, be to your dreams what Bill Cosby is to rape. Successfully rape your dreams, and then get out of jail after you've been arrested. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Go fuck yourselves.